Adventure is worthwhile in itself. I want to do it because I want to do it. Women must try to do things as men have tried. When they fail, their failure must be but a challenge to others. Never interrupt someone doing something you said couldn't be done. Everyone has oceans to fly if they have heart to do it. Is it reckless? Maybe. But what do dreams know of boundaries? The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. The fears are paper tigers. You can do anything you decide to do. You can act to change and control your life, and the procedure, the process, is its own reward. Courage is the price that life exacts for granting peace. The most effective way to do it is to do it. Being alone is scary, but not as scary as feeling alone in a relationship. No kind action ever stops with itself. One kind action leads to another. Good example is followed. A single act of kindness throws out roots in all directions, and the roots spring up and make new trees. The greatest work that kindness does to others is that it makes them kind themselves. Experiment, meet new people. That's better than any college education. By adventuring about, you become accustomed to the unexpected. The unexpected then becomes what it really is, the inevitable. Some of us have great runways already built for us. If you have one, take off. But if you don't have one, realize it is your responsibility to grab a shovel and build one for yourself and for those who will follow after you. Decide whether or not the goal is worth the risks involved. If it is, stop worrying. I did it for the fun of it. Never do things others can do and will do if there are things others cannot do or will not do. Adventure is worthwhile. You haven't seen a tree until you've seen its shadow from the sky. Flying may not be all smooth sailing, but the fun of it is worth the price. The stars seemed near enough to touch, and never before have I seen so many. I always believed the lure of flying is the lure of beauty, but I was sure of it that night. Better do a good deed near at home than go far away to burn incense. As soon as we left the ground, I knew I had to fly. The more one does, the more one can do. Now and then, women should do for themselves what men have already done, occasionally what men have not done, thereby establishing themselves as persons and perhaps encouraging other women towards greater independence of thought and action. There is more to life than being a passenger. In soloing, as in other activities, it is far easier to start something than to finish it. There is no doubt that the last hour of any flight is the hardest. If there are any clouds about to make shadows, one is likely to see much imaginary land. As I approached the shore, I strained my eyes to see something recognizable, and there was nothing. However, I noticed a low place in the hills, and I thought, like the bear, I would go over the mountains to see what I could see. I cannot guarantee to endure at all times the confinements of even an attractive cage. One of my favorite phobias is that girls, especially those whose tastes aren't routine, don't often get a fair break. It has come down through the generations, an inheritance of age-old customs, which produced the corollary that women are bred to timidity. Perhaps I have something of a chip on my shoulder when it comes to modern feminine education. Often youngsters are sadly miscast. I have known girls who should be tinkering with mechanical things instead of making dresses, and boys who would do better at cooking than engineering. Please, let us not interfere with the other's work or play, nor let the world see our private joys or disagreements. In this connection, I may have to keep some place where I can go to be by myself now and then. Worry retards action and makes clear-cut decisions impossible. I, for one, hope for the day when women will know no restrictions because of sex, but will be individuals, free to live their lives as men are free, irrespective of the continent or country where they happen to live. We're always pushing through, hurrying on our long way, trying to get to some other place instead of enjoying the place we'd already got to. There are two kinds of stones, as everyone knows, one of which rolls. Character is destiny. It was generally called the Powder Puff Derby, and those who flew in it variously as ladybirds, angels, or sweethearts of the air. We are still trying to get ourselves called just pilots. But the fun of it is worth the price.